with Mercedes Moné revealing the reason behind her WWE departure and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Mentioning the possibility of his son getting into pro wrestling, Kevin Owens said this to Inside the Ropes. He's not passionate like I am. He doesn't eat it like I did. I was living, breathing wrestling 24/7 when I was his age. He's not like that, but he likes it. He likes sitting with me and watching classic matches that I choose to show him. And whenever he gets to come watch live, obviously he appreciates everything. He wants to try. He wants to start training. I'm in no rush. He's 16. I started when I was 14, and while I'm thankful for all the experience, it was probably too early. He can take his time. He's just turned 16. He's 6'7", around 280 pounds, and he's still growing, I think. I think if he wants to, he has the tools to have a pretty good career if he were to choose. Sharing how an interaction with Vince McMahon would go if they met today, Teddy Long told the Wrestling Time Machine podcast, "I wouldn't even bring that up, the allegations of sexual misconduct. I would just speak to him and maybe give him a big hug, see how he looks, and compliment him on how he looks. You know, let's sit down, let's talk. I wouldn't even bring that up because I don't think I'm at liberty to do that. I don't think that would be my position to move right into Vince if I met him and say, hey man, what's going on with all that stuff? That ain't my spot, so I wouldn't even bring it up." As Sammy Guevara was recently suspended by AEW for his match against Jeff Hardy, where it was stated that concussion protocol was not followed, Dave Meltzer revealed plans that have been canceled for Sammy, with him saying this on Wrestling Observer Radio. The Jericho-Guevara team is out the window. Recalling his pre-match ritual during his time in WWE, Batista revealed this to Arizona's family. "When I started wrestling, I was literally physically sick before I walked out from the curtain. I used to walk out and scream, and all my anxiety was gone, and that's what it is. I get nervous, and I get self-conscious, and then I get anxious, but as soon as I go scream, it goes away. It's easy for me to do that. I can relax from there. As soon as I get that out, I can relax from there." Giving her thoughts on a possible matchup for herself at WrestleMania 40, Bianca Belair said in that same interview, "I'm hoping I can be there physically, not just like on the poster, but Jade Cargill's name is coming up. I've been seeing Tiffany's name come up because we've been going back and forth. So I think the possibilities are endless. I mean, honestly, of course, you saw the reaction with Jade, right? It's Royal Rumble. We didn't say anything. We didn't do anything. We didn't wrestle. We didn't touch each other. And the crowd was going crazy. I think the Instagram post on WWE had like 9 million views within 2 days. Did it. So, I mean, that alone just shows the type of magic that we can create by just standing in the ring. So imagine the magic that we can create, whether, it's a single or a tag. Who knows what can happen? I don't know if that's this year's WrestleMania. I don't know if it's next year's WrestleMania. Taking a shot at Paul Heyman following the announcement of his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame, former WWE star Ryback said this on X.
"Yo, I'm the big guy, Ryback, and Paul Heyman, aka Oswald Cobblepot, is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year in Philadelphia. And I just want to personally say congratulations to this pizza pie stuffing, fudgesicle popping, shit-stained, whitey-tighty wearing sloth of a human being, also known as Oswald Cobblepot. Paul has made a great career for himself being a lazy, lying, cheating, shortcut taking, just manipulating, horrible human being. And he's an actual perfect fit for the WWE Hall of Fame. They deserve each other. And if you ask me, this whole thing seems very rushed very last minute. And it just makes you wonder, with everything going on with the WWE and Vince McMahon and the sex trafficking lawsuit with the Brock Lesnar's involvement and Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, it just makes you kind of think, doesn't it? And Paul, while everybody else, all the little neckbeard marks may kiss your ass, just know that the big guy Ryback thinks you're a grade A piece of shit. And you're not nearly as good on the microphone as they all think that you are. And that's the last bite. Feed me more.
Discussing what he gave up to be a part of WWE previously, Bryan Danielson noted on the Nikki and Bree show on The Independents, "I had a lot more free time and freedom to be with my family. I lost time that I would have had with my dad, and then he passed away. When I was done with all of this, when my schedule slowed down and all that kind of stuff, I'd be able to get to spend more time with him and that sort of thing. So I thought, when I'm done with this run, I'll be able to do this, and then I wasn't. In the last years of my life, I barely got to see my dad." Mentioning her top 3 wrestlers growing up, Rhea Ripley told the BWGS pod, "So my 3 favorites growing up were Triple H, which is wild because he's my boss. The other one was The Miz. I absolutely love The Miz. And the third one was CM Punk. So I don't know which one of them I'd wrestle in their prime. It's hard because they've all had such amazing careers and they've had such amazing milestones. For me, I feel like I still have so much to go. I feel like right now I'm at a very good moment. My momentum's growing and we're just getting bigger and bigger, but I feel like I still haven't reached what they were able to reach. So it's wild to think that I could possibly accomplish things that they accomplished. And if I were to step in the ring with them," you remember seeing Triple H back in the day? Exactly. He was in great shape. When asked which one of those 3 stars she would like to share a ring with, Ripley said, "I would like to face Punk," Ripley said, after it was mentioned that the match is still a possibility, especially with the way that he did his promos and the way that he just did everything. It was always entertaining, and I feel like if I were to step into a storyline with any of the 3, I would learn so much, and it would definitely help skyrocket Rhea Ripley to the next level sort of thing." Speaking about the lack of momentum for Jake Hager in AEW, Dutch Mantel noted on his Storytime podcast, "The best thing Hager can do right now is get a job, quit the promotion." Well, Samoa Joe and Hager, I don't see anything that's right off the bat. You got to look at chemistry, and you got to go on in. You got to take time with Jack and say, "I went in there with him," which I wouldn't do because I'm not in condition enough to even get in the ring anymore. If you brought him back, and I think We the People, a political gimmick would work, I think it's a regression, but now teaming up with Claudio. Talking about his experience as a part of his father's retirement bout, Garrett Borden wrote on social media, "All right, it's time for an update and a bit of a reveal. Last night, my dad, Sting, retired from his completely legendary pro wrestling career. My brother and I got to play a small part in his final match as younger versions of his character. I've got the American outfit, my brother has the red, or Surfer Sting and Wolfpack Sting for any wrestling fans. It was absolutely insane and by far the coolest night of my entire life. The admiration and love from the fans toward my dad made me even more proud of him than I already am. So this is obviously why I've been a bit absent the past month or so. I was largely focused on looking as good as possible for the show, so lots of hours that would have been spent grinding Destiny were instead spent in the gym. All that to say, thanks for being patient. I can't wait to upload again soon, and I'll for sure try to do a recap video that goes more in depth on this weekend." Releasing a statement following his retirement match, Sting had this to say on X: "I had hoped AEW Revolution would be a memorable night for the fans, but it was a night that I personally will never forget. Thank you to all the wrestlers. Thank you to all the AEW staff. Thank you to Greensboro. And thank you to the fans, one and all." Revealing her reason for walking out on WWE in May of 2022 with Naomi, Mercedes Moné said this on the Kick Rocks Wrestling podcast. "Something told me I needed to do this and stand up for myself. It was a very hard decision because wrestling in WWE has been my whole life. Hardest decision I've ever had to make in my whole life, but it's the most proudest. It's crazy because I would not be sitting here living the best version of my life and getting to be everything I've ever dreamt of and more. That moment changed my whole life for the better. I'm so thankful for that moment. So proud of myself. So proud of Trinity. So proud of how strong we were. I just know that everybody acted like they were in the room or worked there or were backstage or knew what happened or knew what was said. But all I know is that I handled it like a CEO, like the boss that I am, with my head held up high, and I can't say nothing but amazing things to WWE. So thankful for the career they gave me, the fans they gave me, the life they gave me, the dreams they gave me. When it comes to a sponsor for WrestleMania, Ringside News wrote that Sazerac Brand's Wheatley Vodka is set to make history as the official vodka sponsor of WrestleMania 40, marking the first spirits sponsorship in WWE's premier annual event history. In addition to its partnership with WrestleMania, Wheatley Vodka will also sponsor a yet-to-be-announced 6-part series on WWE social platforms featuring Cody Rhodes interviewing various WWE talents. A Wheatley branded tour bus will make appearances in this series, as reported by Sports Business Journal. This follows the trend set at WrestleMania 39, where the Intercontinental Championship triple threat match between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre was sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade. It's rumored that the beverage will return as a sponsor for this year's SummerSlam Premium Live event. Wheatley Vodka joined a lineup of sponsors for WrestleMania 40, including WWE 2K24 and Snickers, who serve as presenting partners for the two-night Premium Live event. Their partnership between WWE 2K and Snickers marks the third consecutive year they've teamed up as presenting partners for WWE's annual Super Show. Praising TKO Group Holdings for their handling of the situation surrounding former chairman of the company Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff noted on his Strictly Business podcast, in combination with other voting shares who may vote along the same lines as what Vince may want to vote on, then it could become meaningful if it's a close vote. I think TKO has done a great job. They've had to, given the litigation and everything that's at risk, of distancing itself from Vince McMahon and other than that 12% voting stock, which could potentially, in a very unique situation, matter. Talking about a reunion with Layla in WWE, Michelle McCool said this on the 6 Feet Under podcast. When the Iconics were there, I thought that would be pretty good. They kind of acted like LayCool. Right now, I don't care who we go up against. I think a LayCool reunion would be fun, and I think we were funny. Mentioning how WWE allowed him to attend Sting's retirement match, Lex Luger, along with Diamond Dallas Page, told Busted Open Radio, the atmosphere for Sting's final match was incredible. When I first heard, I asked him a few days before, are you guys going on last? I guess they debated that a little bit, and sometimes those pay-per-views, they do the warm-up show, and sometimes the crowd can. It was hot in there. My God, it was hot in there. But you can lose the crowd a little bit, but the crowd was phenomenal. They stayed hot. They were lit for the match, which I was so excited about. They got us out there so we could kind of soak in the atmosphere. Off camera. WWE is classy. They said we can go and everything, just don't be on camera. Be a part of the match. Taking to Instagram, Kevin Nash posted a photo of himself as he appears to be in great shape. He wrote, 285 pounds when I woke up, did chest today. I'm down from 307, so my strength is in the more so than usual. Just happy my body still responds and I can continue to train. For the latest on Kenny Omega returning to WWE as he is currently sidelined with health issues, Ringside News wrote that Fightful Select provided insights into Omega's situation, indicating that there's currently no set timeline for his comeback despite the tease on Dynamite. The angle on AEW Dynamite aimed to introduce Okada, bolster the Elite's ranks, and lay the groundwork for Omega's eventual return. Kenny Omega has been sidelined since December 2023 due to complications from diverticulitis, a battle that nearly claimed his life. As fans eagerly anticipate his return, the ongoing developments in AEW storyline continue to intrigue audiences worldwide. On a related note, Tony Khan spoke with Sports Grid last month and stated that Omega is doing better right, but he was in serious trouble, before being thankful that doctors discovered his condition before things took a turn for the worse. Kenny is doing better, but he was seriously sick and his life could have been threatened had he not gotten to the doctors when he did. He was really sick. Thankfully, he's doing much better. We all wish him the best and look forward to seeing him again when he's healthy. Going over Jim Ross signing a new contract with AEW, Dave Meltzer said this on Wrestling Observer Radio. He's paid really well. He makes more money in AEW as an announcer than he ever made in WWE. It's a great deal. Some people thought maybe he wouldn't get signed. His deal ended on February 14th, but they signed him, and I presume he'll do big shows going forward. Asked about making his way to WWE, UFC star Conor McGregor gave a brief answer telling Adam's Apple, "You never know, let's see." Revealing how long the segment between the Young Bucks and Okada had been planned for, Dave Meltzer reported, "It's like that one, the Young Bucks segment with Okada that has been known not by me, but it's been known by the Young Bucks and Okada and Tony Khan for literally months. It was Tony Khan's idea to do this a long time ago. You know, like it was the show after Revolution." With him set to climb Mount Everest at the end of the month, Darby Allin said this in regards to possibly dying during the climb, telling The Athletic, "If I die there, I'm at peace. I've lived more in the last 2 years than people do in a lifetime." Announcing an appearance for CM Punk in the future, WWE wrote on X, breaking news. CM Punk will appear at WWE World on Sunday, April 7th. Buy your general admission ticket now and get early access to purchase a VIP ticket that guarantees a meet and greet with the best in the world. Speaking about the negative impact that social media has had on her, Mercedes Moné told the Kick Rocks Wrestling podcast, "Social media is so mean. People don't understand that. Us celebrities, we legit get bullied and harassed online every single day, and people are like, well, it's part of the business. You guys can take it. It's taken years to toughen my skin because I would read things and be like, somebody called me this and think I'm this, and break down for people's comments like, people do that. People get so hurt. People's comments that they take their lives. I told myself, you can't let comments, who knows if these are spam bots or you see these people in real life and go, you let these people hurt you. You let words hurt you. We got to be stronger, more powerful as a community and as people to not let words affect us so hard that we're breaking down, having mental issues that we want to think the worst. It's like these are just words, bots. We have no idea are behind the internet. The internet's going to keep on getting crazy. We're in the Terminator era. You just gotta be strong. Know who you are. I know who I am. It's just knowing I don't want no words to interrupt my life, and I can't let any words hurt my life, because I won't." Seemingly teasing her debut for AEW, Mercedes Moné said in that same interview that, "I finally think I've found a home in a wrestling place. I've been making some big business moves." with WWE Games making a post including Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley for the 2K24 video game. Some of the comments were racially motivated against Belair, as WWE stars came to her defense. Ivy Nile wrote on X, "Bianca Belair is everything I strive to be in the WWE. All three are the hardest working and influential people in my life, and I'm so grateful to know all of them. Much love, B." Big E wrote, "The black women in this industry face a regular barrage of racism and misogyny from quote-unquote fans, and have for far too long. You cannot diminish their light. You cannot erase their contributions to this industry." Zelina Vega said, "Bianca is one of the best this business and world has ever seen. When I think of a hard worker, standout, path paver, and someone who is genuinely a proud representation of her culture, it's Bianca. She deserves everything she's gotten and more. She earned the name EST. The quote-unquote fans that took part in the blatant disrespect and hate towards her and other black men and women should be ashamed and embarrassed. It's disgusting, but your hate will never, ever dim their shine. We love you, B. You continue to be an inspiration to all of us." And Rhea Ripley wrote, "EST ain't just a nickname. Bianca Belair is a history maker, a trailblazer, and one of the nicest humans that you would have the privilege to ever meet. Y'all just mad that she's better than you." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.